You're listening to an African Elements top news story for July 8, 2025. Please visit our website at africanelements.org for more daily news. North Carolina Governor Josh Stein recently vetoed 3 bills aimed at dismantling diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) initiatives, and 1 bill targeting transgender rights on July 3, 2025. He criticized the Republican-led legislature for attempting to distract from pressing issues by stoking culture wars. Stein argued that these bills would marginalize vulnerable populations and undermine public services and education. Many in the Black community view these culture wars as a diversion from systemic issues like economic inequality and access to education. The anti-DEI bills sought to restrict or eliminate DEI initiatives across state government and education. DEI programs aim to ensure fair access and opportunities for all individuals. One vetoed bill would ban DEI training and hiring decisions in state agencies and prohibit the use of state funds for DEI programs, imposing civil penalties for violations. House Bill 171 specifically targeted mandatory DEI training and the consideration of diversity in hiring, aiming to eliminate DEI offices and the use of taxpayer dollars for these efforts. Stein emphasized the importance of teaching diverse perspectives and learning from history. The vetoed transgender-related bill included provisions that would impact transgender individuals significantly. It would prevent state-funded gender transition procedures for prisoners and require the state to link a transgender person's new birth certificate to their old one if they change their sex assigned at birth. Stein expressed support for anti-sexual exploitation provisions but deemed the final measure excessive, stating it was wrong to target vulnerable people. Following the vetoes, the bills returned to the General Assembly, where the Republican-controlled legislature could attempt to override them. A 3/5 majority in both the House and Senate is needed for an override. Republicans are 1 House seat short of a veto-proof majority, complicating the process. Historically, votes on similar bills have followed party lines, with Republicans supporting and Democrats opposing. The legislature could attempt overrides later this month, impacting DEI initiatives and transgender rights in the state. If enacted, the vetoed bills would directly affect various groups in North Carolina. The anti-DEI legislation could eliminate diversity programs in state government and educational institutions, impacting employees and students involved in these initiatives. For Black students and professionals, DEI programs are critical pathways to opportunity and support. The transgender-related bill would restrict state-funded gender-affirming care for prisoners, affecting broader access to such care for transgender individuals statewide. Governor Roy Cooper, Stein's predecessor, denounced similar bills as a triple threat of political culture wars, arguing they would interfere with the care of vulnerable children. These measures are part of a larger trend of legislation that critics argue harms vulnerable populations, adding burdens for Black families facing systemic discrimination. These legislative efforts align with a national trend to dismantle DEI practices and restrict transgender rights, reflecting a broader cultural battle. In 2023, the North Carolina Senate approved limits on LGBTQ+ instruction in schools and passed an anti-CRT bill prohibiting teachers from promoting discomfort based on race or sex. Republican lawmakers have pushed anti-trans bills aggressively, which many view as a direct attack on progress in addressing systemic inequalities. Governor Stein's vetoes signify a stand against legislation targeting vulnerable populations. His actions highlight ongoing political battles over social issues in North Carolina, reflecting national divides. Stein's criticism of the legislature for focusing on culture wars resonates with those who believe political grandstanding overshadows community needs. The potential veto overrides will be crucial for the future of DEI initiatives and transgender rights in North Carolina, signaling the legislature's willingness to push controversial measures. Stein's commitment to protecting marginalized groups offers hope that some leaders prioritize human dignity over political posturing. Copyright African Elements.